When I help smokers become non-smokers, I help them create a new image of themselves as a non-smoker. Instead of focusing on quitting and what they were losing, they created a picture of what it would feel like, what they would be able to do and enjoy as a non-smoker. Creating that picture was more powerful than setting a goal of becoming a non-smoker. It's the same with your organizational change. Your leaders, you and your employees, none of us will let go of a current environment if we can't see, feel, and believe that we can fully perform and integrate a new environment with new activities. That new environment is the ending to your change story, and it must be written first. Because when you know the ending, then you can create a plan. And you do that with your intended outcome story. Today's video is the third installment in our 3-part series exploring the 6 characteristics of an outcome story. Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who have not met me, I'm Dr. Dawn-Marie Turner, President of Turner Change Management and creator of the Readiness Mindset. I shared the first 4 characteristics of an intended outcome story in a previous video. If you missed it, I'll post the links for those videos in the show notes below. These last 2 characteristics bring everything together. They allow you to create a powerful story to guide your change effort and the process. So let's get started. Characteristic number 5, your outcome story needs to create a picture. Athletes have known for over 4 decades the power of creating a visual image. Michael Phelps, maybe one of the best swimmers in the world, described how he visualized and rehearsed every race before he entered the pool. Decades of research has also demonstrated the power and science of visualization to impact our actions in all facets of our lives. Visualization is not about just sitting back and daydreaming and thinking things will just magically happen. Visualization is an active and necessary process for change. That's why your intended outcome story needs to create a living picture. A picture that enables people to see and feel what life will be like in that new environment. When you do that and you spend the time visualizing that outcome, you activate specific regions of the brain to pay attention and take different action. Sean Aker, author of The Big Potential, states that the more vivid the visualization, the more real it feels, the more likely it is to impact our behavior. To paint a picture, you need concrete language. Characteristic number 1. You need language that enables people to create a shared understanding and that creates the image of what the outcome will be. Consider these 2 statements that may be part of an outcome story. Which one paints a clearer image of the outcome the organization wants to achieve? With the new electronic system, our department works collaboratively. With the new electronic inventory system, each employee in our department has the information and the confidence they need to work with other team members to solve problems and create new insights. Write in the comments section below which one you think creates the bigger picture. In our work with clients, when we help people develop their intended outcome story and help them visualize that intended outcome, they often express feeling more relaxed. The uncertainty of the change is reduced, and they begin right away to identify actions that they can take to achieve that outcome. Characteristic number 6. Your outcome story needs to be meaningful to you and to the people who will adopt those new activities and behaviors. The outcome story for your organizational change must be meaningful for the people who you expect to adopt those new activities and behaviors. Readiness for any change only begins when that change is meaningful to the person who will make the journey and adopt those new activities and behaviors. And that meaning can only be created when people have internalized the need, when they have been involved in the process and are given the time and space to make that story their own. It won't happen if only a few people sit in a room, create the story, and then you email it out to the rest of the organization. I've done a previous video on how and why email is one of the quickest ways to sabotage your change efforts. And I'll put the link to that video in the show notes below. Years ago, I worked at a large consulting firm, and I think it was the 4th reorganization in about 2 or 3 years had just been announced. The leaders announcing the reorg discussed alignment, better resource use, and client satisfaction. You could tell that the change meant something for them. But to me and many of my colleagues, it meant chaos, upheaval, and more uncertainty that would ultimately keep us in the same place. We lost lots of people, including myself. I left shortly after that last reorganization. Creating the time to look at that outcome story and what it means from the perspective of the people that will take that journey is so important to enabling healthy and sustainable change. Ensuring that your outcome story paints a picture and that it's meaningful for the people that will need to take that journey and that you've looked at it from their perspective will help them let go. It provides stability when adopting those new activities and when those new activities and behaviors get uncomfortable. Thanks for watching this series on the 6 characteristics of an intended outcome story. If you'd like help applying what you have discovered in these videos or want to learn more about our intended outcome story retreats, reach out. Let's have a conversation. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon. Bye for now.